and thank you. Thank you for greeting me. Thank you for greeting my brother. We greet you in respect and in honor. Each one of you, thank you. We come from Panama City Beach, and we come up here to be with y'all. So, thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for putting up with us, if I can even say it. And I just want to say greetings to you, kings and princes in the Lord. Those of you who are in Christ, I bow to you as someone highly favored. Amen. Someone with an eternal future. Someone with something to look forward to. And an adopted God as Father at the end of all things. That's pretty awesome. Now, I used to do jail ministry. I loved it. I loved it. I miss it. I'm not doing it now. But that's, if I go any longer on that, then you guys can charge me for free therapy, because I'm talking about my issues. But I want to tell you, I saw one of them true crime video cases today before I come up here. And the guy is a security guard. And he was in his car. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was on patrol. And a young woman rushed over to him and came to his car and said, can I get a ride? Or can you help me out here? I need something. So she got in the car. And he's a security guard working for something like a college or something. I'm not exactly sure the details. Brothers, will you forgive me? But he assaulted and killed that young girl. Disposed of her body. Went home, and 2 days later told his girlfriend what he did in a moment of it kind of caught up to him. Told his girlfriend what he did, and then went and stole another car and went on the run because he knew she was going to tell the cops. So she did. They started looking for him. He stole a car. What did he do? He grabbed another woman as hostage. So he kidnapped another woman. And so he's off and he's leading the officers on a race. And he finally goes, I think, from the state of Oregon into California. And he's going, and finally he gets to this place, and it looks like the car that he's stolen is conking out on him. And so he goes up to this other person, and he goes to take their car. And sometimes when you take somebody's car, they don't just exactly roll over. And so this guy shot the car owner, and then took his car. And then by this time the police, this is 4 or 5 days later, and the police who kind of tracked him down, and he get on this high-speed car chase. So he calls 911, and he says, I'm going to turn myself in at some point. And the operator's like, now would be a good time. And he's got the hostage, he's got a young woman still there with him, and finally, they apprehend him. So, what was he charged with? He was charged with murder. He was charged with grand theft auto. He was charged with kidnapping. And he was charged with, I don't know if it was attempted murder, but whatever it was for shooting that second guy. Yeah, and then all this other stuff. Now, I want to tell you right now, if there's somebody who looks more like me in my heart than that gentleman, I have never seen it. Now hold on there. I've never done those things. Why would I associate? Well, I want to tell you, if there's a person in the world who needs mercy, it's that man. Yep. And if there's a person who needs mercy like that man, it's me. But do you know what? The blood of Christ can forgive the most hardened of offenders. You know the guy who wrote Amazing Grace? John Newton?
Yeah.
He was a minister. Do you know what he was before he was a minister?
He's the captain of the slave ship.
Thank you. He bought and sold people. And one day the Lord came down on him in power. And this man who had only done the worst of the worst repented and became an everlasting son of God's love and grace. Now, my friends, I've got to tell you, for a sinner like me, that's good news.
Amen.
That's good news. I ain't saying I've done what John Newton did or what this other guy has done, but I got to tell you, you look inside my heart. If we could crack open my chest right now and take a look at it, you would find the same kinds of things in there.
Amen.
And so, when I'm here, I know I'm animated. I know I'm a little bit going crazy, but I got to tell you, it's out of love. It's out of a response for what God has done for me. And that I'm happy to be here with you. So thank you again for welcoming me and my brother Bruce. Let's do some singing. Let's get our vocals warmed up. Let's get prepared to do some praising of God. And let's start our first number in the hymnal, 181.
Amen.
Now remember, it ain't about how pretty you sound. It's about what's going on in here.
Amen.
So let her rip, my friends. 181. Wonderful words of life. 3 verses. Join in with me. Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. Let me more of their beauty see, wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty, teach me faith and duty. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Christ the Blessed One gives to all wonderful words of life. Sinner, listen to the loving call, wonderful words of life. All so freely given, wooing us to heaven. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. 3. Sweetly echo the gospel call, wonderful words of life. Offer pardon and peace to all, wonderful words of life. Jesus only Savior, sanctified forever. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Woo!